Hey everybody, welcome back to Factorio 1.0.0. I'm Joe Mama, your host. So last time we got nuclear power up and running, and oh, that was a good thing. Let's see where our power consumption is at right now. We are barely starting to reach the maximum power capacity that we had at the before we got nuclear power running. So we're right at 40 megawatts, and that's okay. We've got lots of wiggle room. Let me show you the map as it stands right now. First of all, notice the logistics system. We've got a logistics system in the works. We're going to go ahead, let's see, turn that off, turn pollution off, and take a look at this. We've got some new additions as far as facilities go. Look at all the smelters. And we've got trains waiting next to the stations that are brand new. So we've got a total of 24 arrays of smelters. Each array has 24 smelters, so do the math. What's 24 times 24? I'm thinking it's around 500 furnaces. Is that right? Could be. But what we've got is 3 sets of 8 arrays. And each array, or each set of arrays, let's see, over here on the right, these 3 trains and these 8 arrays here are going to handle copper. And then these 8 arrays here and this train station is going to handle iron ore. And then this station right here, or this station right here, and these arrays are going to handle iron ore that is dedicated specifically for steel. So basically 4 of these arrays are going to be for turning iron ore into iron, and the remaining 4 are going to be for turning that iron into steel. So hopefully this is going to give us a massively increased capacity. But as it stands right now, we just need a couple of sources, and I'm kind of thinking that we can set up a bunch of mining machines on this iron ore patch. We might even be able to just directly tap it into this system here. And let's get to that. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's discuss what else is going on. Let's see. I think I'm going to grab a couple sets of mining machines here, a couple stacks, and notice we've got grape juice. Grape juice is heading down the system here. Also, that's coming from the fact that we've got a couple of machines set up specifically for producing grape juice here. Also, I've made robots of the logistic type and construction type, and I've set up the logistics system so that they'll bring me about a stack of each of these items right here. And these items are specific items that are going to help us produce purple and yellow science. So I've got, let's see, the flying robot frames and the blue chips for helping with yellow science, and I've got the production modules and the furnaces, electric furnaces, for helping us produce purple science. Now the reason I'm doing this, the robots are going to keep me stocked, and the reason for that is that I don't have requester chests yet. I have provider chests. I have the ability to make passive provider chests, but I don't have the ability to make requester chests, and that's kind of a pain. So the way I'm working around that is I just told the robots, okay, well, when I set up some passive providers, and I said, look, when you see these items in the system, bring them to me, and I will put them in. Since I don't have a requester chest to allow the robots to do it for me, I just basically saying, well, give them to me, passive providers, give them to me, and I'll just do it manually. Just meet me halfway. And so that's what's happening. They're bringing the stuff to me, and I am putting them in where they go, like this right here. I'm going to take, we've got the, what did Board Bob call it? We got the urinalysis science right here. It looks like pee bottles. And let's see, where's my flying robot frames? I'm just going to pop some more in there. And then notice the robots realize that I've dropped below 50, so they're going to come bring me robot frames and top me off. And let's see, right there. Yep, 50. They topped me off. I've got 100 blue chips, so I'm good there. But what I'm doing right now, the third ingredient for the urinalysis science there, yellow science, are these low-density structures. And right now, copper is sucking pond slime. So I'm not making these low-density structures very quickly. So we've got that going. And the same goes for purple science. And purple science requires, okay, electric furnaces we talked about, productivity modules we talked about, rails. Okay, rails, I basically set up the science right next to the rail production so I don't have robots bringing me a crap ton of rails, because you need 30 rails to produce 3 production science packs. So pretty nuts. But anyway, that's how I'm working on that. And so slowly but surely what we're doing is we are researching the logistics system science, which is going to give us the requester chests that we need. And let me tell you, these things are a pain in the neck to do without. If you want to have a robotic system like this, a logistics system, and you don't have your requester chests and provider chests, it's a pain. So this is one thing with this game that kind of ticks me off a little bit, is that the requester chests and provider chests are not given together anymore. I don't understand why that is. Why don't they just, as soon as you have access to a logistics system, give them all to you? It doesn't make sense to gate one behind something different. I don't get it. That's something I wish they would change. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll deal with it. Whatever. So today's mission, we got to talk about what that's going to be. Today's mission is basically going to be getting the belts set up, getting the train station set up, and see if we can kick these things into high gear, kick production of ore into high gear. Because if we could get copper, iron ore, and steel working together, that would be awesome. Okay, so let's see. We need to decide how best to do it. Copper, I think, is going to come from this patch right up here. So what we're going to do, first things first, let's go ahead and get over to this patch. I think we're going to take one stack of these mining machines and set them up on that copper ore patch. Also, here, interesting little thing, we actually had a power outage, a power shortage happen. Power actually failed. Why did it fail, you ask? We have 480 megawatts worth of power. We have nowhere near that load. How in the world did it fail? Well, I'll tell you. Turns out, I had set these inserters right here when we were setting up, and I was on my soapbox about nuclear power. I put these inserters here, these long-handed inserters that are meant to take the nuclear waste out of the reactors and put them on this return belt. Yeah, they were pointing inward. So what happened is the reactors filled with nuclear waste, and the waste had nowhere to go, so they just shut down. They just shut down. So now we've corrected that. The reactors are back online, and things are good. But yeah, that was a crazy little oversight. Oh yeah, you know what? That's not the only place I did that. I actually did the same thing with the centrifuges. I set them up and totally put half of them, the outputs, in the wrong direction. So we were only getting half output. Uh-oh, where's the train? Okay, there's the train. I was like, man. Okay, how's this doing? This is full, good. How is the train? Okay, here's what we're going to do. We have stack inserters now, so what we're going to do is we're going to replace these with stack inserters so we can quickly get the train downloaded and on its way. We'll just tell it to go to the next station. There you go. Go to the next station. Oh, gotcha. Okay, wait for the train. Alright. How's the nuclear fuel doing? Okay, that is going to be full in a long time. Got a lot of ways to go. Oh, you know what? We might as well, since we're down here, we might as well start construction on this railhead here, on this rail line. We're going to come off that rail line, up past the nuclear reactor, past the nuclear power plant, and we are going to come up here into this copper patch, but let's go ahead, hop in the tank. Okay, we don't have a personal roboport yet. Hope to have that in the future. But let's go ahead and take some of our mining machines. I'm just going to do 50 here. We've got, what, 3 stacks? Do we have 3 stacks of them? Yeah, I think we do. And we're going to use the other 2 stacks on iron ore, as you can imagine. That seems to be our most used resource at this point. Okay. And da-da-da. Right. Okay, that's our array for now. Let's go ahead and set up our rails. But you know what? Let's go ahead and, just to give ourselves some flexibility, let's go ahead and blast that. There. Got rid of our cliff explosives, but hey, they died for a good cause. And let's get these railroad tracks. And yes, there's the rail loop that I'm using, the what do you call it, the roundabout. Now, by the way, you see me using these. Do not think that there aren't better ways to do it, that there aren't alternative ways to do it. Indeed there are, and as has been pointed out to me, the way I see it, how you prefer to do your rails is a little bit like people who prefer Chevy over Ford, or I don't know, Pepsi over Coke, or Coke over Pepsi. And everybody's devoted to their way, but the reality is no one opinion is better than anyone else's. So the way I see it, I see people say, oh, well, you know, you shouldn't do that. This is, come on. Get that right here? There we go. Okay. I hear different trains of thought. Yeah. I hear different schools of thought as far as which is the better way to go. And I prefer this. This is the way I've always done it. I prefer doing it this way. I've tried it other ways in the past, and this just seems to be the best for me, using these rail roundabouts. So just letting you know. But you know what? Again, it's an opinion, and in the interest of showing you that other opinions are allowed to exist, let me give you an example of what else you could do. Okay, let's add that. I really need robots is what I need. You could set up something like this. Yeah, I may not have it exactly right, but it's going to be something like that. Okay, you could do something like this, and you could put your rail signals there. But to me, it just looks cumbersome. I just prefer not to do it that way. That's just me. I'm all for everybody having their own way of doing it, but for me, that just doesn't work. And plus, it uses a lot more rails, if I'm being honest. And hang on, just checking something real quick. Nope, just some spam coming in. Got a message flash on my phone, and I figured I would check it, but, you know, it's spam. As ever. Now, one of the disadvantages, one of the things that people cite, and I've had more than one person say this to me, what people will cite when they say, oh, this doesn't work, is that if more than one train tries to get into it, it will jam up, which is true. But the thing is, my trains are generally fairly short. All I need is the content of a train to carry. I just need the cargo of a train to be dropped off and last long enough for the train to make a second trip, a second round trip. That's all I need. I don't need it to be. I don't need it to be a super long train carrying a whole buttload of stuff. It just isn't necessary. I have not yet found a case where that's necessary. So, you know, one locomotive with 4 cars is perfectly fine in the way I do my stuff. I never use more than 1 locomotive, and just a few cars is always enough. It just always happens to be that way. So, again, not to say that other ways don't work. That's fine. I'm just finding that for myself, that's what works for me. Okay, so this is going to be a copper ore pickup 1. Okay, it's going to be the first copper ore pickup train station. And I've got a bunch of steel chests. Let's go ahead and let's set up our setup here. Let's set up our setup. Put this here, and we'll maybe put 1. This allows for expansion. All right, and then oh, am I actually running out of blue inserters? Okay, and then we will, let's see, get our high voltage power line up to there. And that will start the copper mining process. Meanwhile, let's check our furnace over here and see if... Really? That only makes 2? A whole stack of... Yeah, I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? A whole stack... Right. Yeah, a whole stack of 100 iron plates, and we only get 2 chests out of it. Boy, that's kind of crappy. And you know what? For the time being, let's go ahead and stick iron chests in their place, and we'll just replace them. Huh, came ill-prepared for that. Did I stack anything like that in here? No, of course I didn't, because that would make too much sense. Okay, so now let's run the rails down to connect. To connect with our system. Huh, okay. A little bit off. I've got blueprints for all of this, but again, I don't have my, we don't have the logistics system fully matured yet, so not gonna happen anytime soon. Okay, almost. Oops. Am I gonna have enough? Please tell me I'm gonna have enough. Perfect. Okay, now let's see. I'm gonna use, got 9 left. Oh no, got a full 100. All right, outstanding. Okay, so next we're going to actually do what I like to do most times, and I think I've said this before, run the utility system up the center of the tracks. So let's do that. And I don't think I have enough lights to make much of a difference as far as lighting up the rail system here. So I'd also like to run lights. So we've got the train. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can get 1 train on the way. Okay, this is going to be one of the copper trains. Let's see, this one right here. We're going to add a station Okay, copper ore drop. The wait condition will be either time has passed or, let's see, what do we set? Let's see, 60 seconds is what I typically do. And then another condition will be empty cargo. And then the station will also add as copper ore pickup. Wait condition also 60 seconds. And, come on. I could type it, but yeah, there we go. I wanted to get the slider right. And then that'll be full cargo. And we'll go ahead and put that on automatic, and it should be departing the station. If we look at the map, well, that's weird. Is that a bug? This happened before. This must be some kind of a bug. Let's see what happens. If we look at the map, will the train station actually come back? Okay, there's the train right there. It does, it goes right back. Why are you doing that? Okay, now where's it going? Remember, it did this before. Last episode it did something like this. It wasn't this train, it was a different train. It was the nuclear train. It actually did a loop like that, and I'm kind of thinking that's some kind of a bug. Well, let's see where it goes now. You're going to go past that rail circle? Let's see. There we go. Okay, so now it's going to come up to us. How strange. Oh, you know what though? We need to put our rail signals in place. There you go. Okay, and we'll set one more set of rail signals. And we'll do it down here by the nuke plant. It's a good idea to put these brakes in the rail. What's the word? To create rail blocks. And when you set up your rail signals, it's a good idea to make a lot of rail blocks, because it will actually bog your system down the larger rail blocks you make. So cut them up every once in a while so the computer, doesn't have to work quite so hard. So your PC doesn't have to work quite so hard to sort it all out. And it just makes sense. If you're going to have a lot of heavy traffic on your train tracks, then you're going to want to minimize the number of conflicts. Oops, hang on. And the way to do that, one of the ways to do that is by making sure that the trains don't conflict with each other by creating more rail blocks. There we go. Wait, what is going on here? Come on, what is going on? Oh, there we are. That's goofy. And now what? Okay, let's fix this. Okay, do I not have any more rail signals? No, I don't. Okay, or I would put one right there. Apparently that's a problem. Whoa! Hey, train. Okay, so it's going to show up down at that... It's going to show up down at the copper smelting area, but there's going to be nothing to receive the copper because we haven't gotten that far yet. We're going to want to solve that. We're going to want to replace that rail signal as soon as we can, because now it's going to see the rail circle as trains are going to see the rail circle as being larger than it actually is, because the block, watch, well, I'll show you. I think I can actually show you. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead. Take this rail signal right here, because there's another rail signal right there, so it's not really necessary to have that there. Look, now with the rail signal in hand, we can see all the lines showing the rail blocks. And as you can see, the rail block for this traffic circle here goes all the way up to the next rail signal, and we don't want that. Let's just cap it off right there. Nope, that makes more sense. So back to the tank. And we're probably going to need some more belts too. Some steel. And we're going to need some more stack inserters. Okay, so I wanted to make some more steel chests. I wanted to make some more, I wanted to have some more, let's see. I wanted to have some more stack inserters. No, I got those. I needed some more belts. Let's use the red belts. We should be able to use some of them. Okay, well, since we're here, let's go ahead and feed more stuff into the yellow sciencing area. Oh, actually, that's kind of good to go. We're just sucking pond slime in the copper department, and the low density structures are hurting. So that's where that is. All right then. Okay, there's our red undergroundies, and here are our red splitters. That's what I was looking for. Let's see, steel. Let's see if we can. Oh, you know what? Do we have any red chips? No, we don't. We don't have any red chips. We can't make any more furnaces. But can we do this? Can we throw some production units in there? Yes, we can. Oh, and that's what that was waiting on. That's fine. Okay, now, rails. I don't think we're going to need any more rails, but we'll definitely need more belts and, let's see. I'm just going to make a crap ton of steel chests. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. Because we have multiple stations where you can drop off, where the copper can be dropped off, what we're going to do is we're actually going to make it so that there are more. This is the most likely station that the trains will come in, and what we're going to do is we're going to outfit this particular station that's closest to the track that the trains will most likely come to if it's open, and we're going to outfit this one with a faster download ability. And by that I mean we're going to use both sides of the tracks, which the way this is going to be arranged is not something we can do with all the stations. We can only do it with one of them, and the one we're going to do it with is the one closest to the path of travel. And if it's full, then the train will, you know, if it comes up to this station and realizes, oh, you know what, it's occupied, then it will actually move up to the next station and start to fill that one instead. Okay, as you can see, we've already got belts set up. We've got trains running. We've got a train running anyway for copper. And I took the time to go ahead and just wire or slash belt everything up except the steel. But I've done the same thing for iron as well. Now for iron, I don't actually have a train running to and from any place yet for iron. But what I did do is I've got this iron patch over here which we tapped into earlier in the series, and I've just enhanced the mining capability of that place. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and drop some lights there. I've gone ahead, added a few extra mining machines, and let's see. That ought to help. That is helping immensely, keeping that supplied. And let's see. Yeah, a whole bunch of lights are supposed to be here. I didn't put them. Also, something else happened, and that is that the science for the logistic system has been researched and is done, and we're now actually a nice way through the Covarex enrichment science. So, and yeah, we're already putting that logistic science to work. We've got the requester chest. I've put requester chest in some key places so we can now produce science. I've adjusted our low density material production, so we've got some going on there so we can get some science produced. But we are, of course, going to upgrade our ability to take care of science, upgrade our ability to pretty much take care of anything. Also, I was thinking something else. Now that we've got this upgrade, as you can see, all these machines, all these arrays of smelters are smelting tons of copper and iron. We just need to create a main bus from which we can create our mega base. But I'm thinking down here we've got some oil. I'm thinking we might possibly consider running a second oil train and maybe, let's see, set up another set of tanks here and set up a second oil train that comes and picks up stuff here, but comes down here, and I'm thinking from here we're going to set up another oil production area, and this thing is going to be monstrous compared to what we had. I mean, right now we're sipping the oil out of the ground through a soda straw. Well, we're going to start pulling it out from a 6-inch pipe, and we're going to pull it out with a purpose. But unfortunately, it means we're probably going to have to get rid of these biter bases, and that's something we'll need to take care of. But I'm thinking we'll spend a little bit of time. We'll spend a little bit of time over here taking care of this steel. Oops. And we've also got, let's see, logistics going on. We've got the logistics. We've got our logistics system going on. So we've got roboports all over the place helping us out. And also, I did set up an iron ore pickup site all the way up here that is going to be picking up iron just for steel production. So there's that. And it's a little bit out of the way, but that's okay. I've created a couple of blueprints as well. Maybe we can use them here. Let's see. We want a Station 1 downloader, which is right here. So this will be the one for picking up the steel. And I think this is the way we want to do it. Just like this, right? Am I right? Trying to remember. We have to center it on the rail cars, and I think that is perfect. Just like that. So we're going to see logistic robots come take care of it. And then let's see, where's Station 2 downloader? That's going to be right here. We're going to set this puppy up right. Is that going to work? Something's wrong with this one. What? Oh, duh. Okay, it's I gotta flip it around. And that one will work. And then we need Station 3 downloader. Where are you? Right here. Okay. I designed these specifically for this base. And what this allows is right like that. There we go. Perfect. This is going to allow the Station 1 is going to be able to pick up a whole bunch of stuff out of the train very quickly, and the other two stations, as we discussed earlier, are going to be able to pull stuff out, albeit at a slightly slower rate. But and it fits within the confines of our track. because I made the tracks a little closer together than I would have liked. And that's why I had to it's why it took a while. And there's quite a bit that's actually been done. You know, when I said that I would figure the layouts of the belts and turn the inserters around, and then a lot of stuff got done because it turns out that the way I'd been setting it up was all wrong, and so I had to fix that, and I think I've done that. So now we've got everything set up as it should be, and all this is going to be for is pulling steel or pulling iron ore off the train and sending it over here. Now the way these are going to work, let's see if we can go to each one of these. We're going to take the output of these and bring it over to the input. Alright, we're going to do this in pairs. So the reason being is iron ore is going to be fed into one of these. And if you can imagine, imagine these are labeled 1 through 8 all the way down to the bottom. Well, the odd numbered arrays are going to be taking care of the iron ore, and they're going to be passing the processed iron directly to the even numbered ones, which will be turning the processed iron into steel. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect up each odd number with its corresponding even number array, and there should be 4 pairings because of course we have 8. So now the question is, okay, how we'd like to run the iron ore to the proper spots. Okay, so I think what we're going to do. Okay, this is just about done. Are there any lights? Did I not put any lights here? I don't think I did. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I didn't. Alright, there's our lights. And then let's go ahead, drop a couple of transformers. Or transformers, substations. I mean, they're transformers basically. But we need to make sure our inserters have power. Okay, so what we will now do is we need to bring, let's see, we need to bring the these together into 4 single belts. Okay, so now that's done. We're going to be short of red splitters, so let's go ahead, go to our logistics request, and I'm going to request, not trash, I don't want trash. I'm going to request red splitters, and let's go ahead, set that. Oh, you know what I am also going to do? I'm going to put yellow belts in my trash slots to clean up some space. And the robots will come take care of those. And I've also got robots automatically being produced as well. So as best as I can make them automated, they are automated. It's not super quick right now, but automating robots is one of the things that I hope we can do at a much better pace when we get oil production ramped up as well, along with the iron and copper and steel. So let's go ahead, bring these. Okay, and since we've got our splitters on the way, that. And someone told me that the way I've been doing these splitters, I've got a redundancy. And that is this second splitter right there. It is redundant. It is indeed redundant. But you know what? I'm going a little bit for aesthetics here, so I'm okay with it being redundant. That's fine. Okay, there we go. That's our splitter. Or balancer rather. And let's bring I'm actually going to bring it out a little bit because once steel starts to be produced, it's got to go somewhere, so I want to leave room to be able to move it. So let's run this one all the way down here. I think what's going to end up happening is the steel will discharge out the bottom as all of them are doing, as the copper and iron ore are doing. The steel will just discharge out the bottom and go onto a main bus. Okay, so now let's take care of the steel. Oh, you know what? This I can do. I have a blueprint. I have blueprints for this. Let's see, where are they by chance? Oh, you know what? They're probably for blue belts. I don't have them for red. What I'm going to do is do an upgrade planner on all of these and just have them all be upgraded. Okay. So that is our output for steel. We've got our input for steel. So let's go ahead and let's get this train up and running and see if this does what we indeed hope it will do. Have I got these stations renamed? Steel iron ore drop. Yes, I do. So let's go ahead, set this train. It's going to go toward... Let's see. You know what? Did I ever rename that station? I'm not sure I did. Oh, I did. Iron ore pickup 1. Okay. Because that iron ore could be used for not just steel. It could be used for other things. However, you know, other trains could go there depending on how productive it is. But this train specifically will be for steel. So let's go ahead. The station will be iron ore. Oh, you know what? I think those trains turned around initially because I put them on automatic. And you remember when I started those trains? It's like they immediately turned around. Well, I think it's because I put the drop-off point first. Basically, they're the station that they started at. So let's go ahead and do iron ore pickup as the first station. The condition will be time passed. And 60 seconds. And then we'll add another weight condition, and let's see if it's picking it up, then full cargo, it takes off. Okay, so the next station will be steel iron ore drop. And time passed will be 60 seconds. And the next weight condition will be empty cargo. All right. And let's set it on automatic. Okay, see, rail signal's working. I anticipate there could be a lot of traffic on this thing. Okay, seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. And it is loading the train with a purpose. So let's take a look at the train and see what the conditions are. Okay, the inventory is filling faster than time is passing, so that looks really good. I love that bar graph. That is awesome. I'm glad it does that. That is fantastic. And I think the train can hold a total of 8K ore with four wagons. It can hold 8K. This is about to take off. There we go. Covarex enrichment process appears to be about 90% done, or close to it. Let's get off the train. And it is emptying even quicker than it downloaded, so that is good too. Because there's 8 stack inserters working on that instead of the 6 that loaded it. So that's going to go quick. Yep, and boom, done. Okay, so let's watch these things go about their purpose, and see if we can. I'm not going to close out this episode until I see steel. I want to see some steel. So let's go down and wait by the output. That's what I want to see. Tricky part about this is that in order for steel to be made, there have to be 5 iron plates that go into the furnace before one single iron plate can be made. So it'll take it a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right, steel is showing up at a pretty good pace. Excellent. And I think what we'll end up doing too is we're going to upgrade all these belts to blue when we can start making them with a purpose. I mean, once we get oil going, and then we can get lubricant going in close proximity to mass production of belts, then yeah, absolutely, we're going to get blue belts going. But there we go, guys. So we've got, sorry it took so long, but we've got our smelting operation in effect, and yeah, so I think next time we'll have started on the base. I will lay out the main bus, and we'll be able to skin this cat, I think. So if y'all are liking the Factorio content, if this is the sort of stuff you want to see, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. It lets me know that yeah, this is up your alley. And if it's not, or if it's just mild entertainment for you, hey, that works too. But anyway, thank you for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.
Thank you.